Hello and welcome to another yoga session with Jackie. And I am going to offer a 30-minute morning flow. You can use it at any time, but sometimes in the morning you get up, maybe you don't have an hour to spend, maybe you're feeling a little stiff from the night before, and maybe you slept a little funny or just need to move your body a little bit to kind of get it started for the day. So go ahead and grab your mat, any props you have, great blocks, a blanket, straps, whatever you need, and we'll see you on the mat in just a second. All right, we're going to go ahead and come into a child's pose to start for the morning. So go ahead and bring your knees open as wide as your mat. So the knees are right at the edge, and then let the toes come in to touch each other. If you can bring the sit bones all the way back towards the heels, go ahead and do that. If this is too far, go ahead and take another blanket and place it, or a towel and place it in between the thighs and the calf there. And then go ahead and let your whole body just drape forward. Extend those arms nice and long, and let the chest fall through, and let the forehead find the mat. And just release here. Taking some deep breaths in and out. Notice where it's sticking a little bit. Maybe you're finding the breath can be sent to the tops of the shoulders here, in between the shoulder blades. Breathe deeply. And maybe you start to send that breath to the rib cage. Breathing deeper. Maybe on your next breath, you send that breath all the way down below the belly button. Let that belly soften down towards the floor. One full deep breath in and out, just finding that release. Maybe you rock your forehead side to side, loosening up the neck a little bit. Maybe setting your intention for your practice on your mat today. I intend to just be able to get through this 30 minutes and start to release there. And then let's gently bring our hands underneath our shoulders. And before we start to move too much, just wiggle the hips a little left to right. Feel a little softness, maybe opening up the hips a little bit. And start to soften here. And then gently press into the hands, lift the chest up, and let's bring the hands across the mat over to the right, all the way over, even to the outside of the mat. And then if you can, let your chest sink back all the way down, letting that forehead rest down if it can. Keep stretching that right arm nice and long. Can you feel the stretch from the left hip all the way through the rib cage? Maybe that left arm stacks on top of that right hand. So left hand on top of right hand, but still let the left shoulder sink back down. Feel a nice stretch on the side body. Take a deep breath in and fill up the left side of the lungs a little deeper, maybe even just noticing the breath go there. Good morning. You got this. All right, on your next inhale, lift the chest, walk those hands all the way back across the mat. Let's go to the left side. Go ahead and reach those arms nice and long, and then sink the chest down. Let the forehead come down towards the floor. Extending that left arm nice and long there. Maybe that right hand stacks on top of that left hand, and then still letting that right shoulder sink back down so you can extend and feel that stretch, starting in the right glute, through the hip, the ribs, the shoulders. Breathe deeply into that right part of that lung there. Just feel it. And then bringing the hands back to center, walking the hands underneath. Let's go ahead and bring the knees in so you have about hip distance, bumping two fists together gives you that sensation there. I'm going to bring my knees back just a little bit more so I can stack my knees underneath my hips. and my hands underneath my shoulders. Spread those fingers wide. Instead of bringing the hands in towards each other, open them up so that the pointer finger is heading towards the front of your mat. And your thumbs are like a little check mark. Press all the fingers into the mat. On your inhale, the belly softens, the gaze lifts up for cow. Exhale, belly button towards the spine, rounding the spine, pressing into the floor, arching like a cat. Let's inhale, soften the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, tucking the chin. Inhale, lifts the belly. And then maybe this time you look over the right shoulder, maybe towards your right hip. Just holding that stretch here, feeling the stretch in the left rib cage there. Big breath. On your exhale, turn towards the center and then arch it like a cat. Beautiful. Inhale, softens the belly, lifts the gaze. Maybe this time you turn and you look over towards the left shoulder, left hip, towards the left corner of the back of your mat there. Feeling that right side of the rib cage stretch. And your next inhale sends it back through center, arches the back. On your exhale, press the floor away. Beautiful. Feel that nice stretch. So hold it here back. So let your whole body feel like it's trying to lean back toward your heels. Feel that stretch in the upper body, trying to keep the hands connected. Feel it arch in the upper spine there. Beautiful. One more breath. And then bring it back through center. Let's take the left hand, place it underneath the face. Let's take the right arm, extend it out to the side, reach it up, and then bring it underneath, thread it through underneath the left arm, all the way over till the right shoulder is down onto the floor. Let the right side of your head gently come down. Make sure there's no extended pressure there. Left hand's gonna stay spread wide next to your face. Elbow is pointing up, opening up that shoulder blade here. So I always give options, so feel how it is on the head. You can stay here with the left elbow pointing up. You can reach the arm nice and long if you want a different stretch here, feel that. Or you can even take a bind where you spin your hand, the top of your hand is going to reach back, and then your hand is actually going to reach for the top of that right thigh. It may not make there. You may even just have it on the lower back or find one of the other modifications that felt better for you. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Opening up that shoulder, making sure you're not dumping all the weight into the neck and the head. Good morning. One more. And wherever that hand is, bring it all the way back down. Press it into the mat. Reach the arm up and replace it. You got this. So right hand now comes underneath the face. Left arm reaches all the way out. Thread it underneath. Come to the top of that left shoulder, letting that left side of the head come down. Right hand stays on the mat. Elbows pointing up. And taking your breaths here. So hand can stay on the mat, elbow up. You can reach that right arm nice and long in front of you, or you can take that bind behind your back, reaching for the top of that left thigh, opening up that shoulder towards the ceiling. 2 more breaths here. One more. And bringing that hand all the way back down, pressing into the floor, reaching that left arm out, and replacing it. Let's take 3 rounds of cat and cow to reset. So let's inhale, lift, soften, exhale, arch, and round. 2 more. One more. Beautiful. Find that flat back, and let's open those fingers nice and wide. Press those fingers into the mat, and then let's go ahead and bring the knees up and away. Maybe you could just lift
and move that blanket away. So maybe you do that, maybe you sit back and move it and come back down again. So we're gonna bring those knees back a little bit farther because we're gonna lift up to downward dog, so we need more space between our hands and our feet. And then when you're ready, lift and find your first downward dog here. Beautiful. So first dog, so let's walk it out. Let the right knee bend. Let the left heel come towards the mat. And then switch. Left heel lifts, right heel towards the mat. And just walk it out here. You can make it as gentle or as deep. You can move the hips side to side if that feels good. Shake the head yes and no. Yes, I'm looking forward to the morning. No, I'm not going to tell myself that I can't do this. I'm going to get through this. Yes, you are. All right, let's find some stillness here. Let's lift the right leg. So lift high to the balls of the feet. Bend the knees a little bit, and then extend that right leg all the way up. Beautiful. Bend the knee, stack the hips. Right knee points up towards the ceiling. Let's take a big circle. So up towards the ceiling and forward and down, all the way up. And then the opposite direction, down towards the floor, up, back and around, stacking, letting the knee up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and straighten that leg, point the toes. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose one time. Curl it, arch it out, knee towards the nose. Heel comes towards your glute. Let's inhale, extend it all the way back up. And exhale, bring it all the way through towards the nose and then bring it down to the mat. Beautiful. So that foot's going to come down and swing it to the outside. Let the left foot come down. You're going to let the whole bottom of that foot come down. Right hand is going to be underneath your shoulder. And then maybe you lift this left arm all the way up. A little modified side plank here. Reach and stretch up. Feel that breath all the way into the bottom of the belly. So maybe you stay here. Maybe you want to lift this left leg. Find that balance. If you've got this already, you can always come into a full side plank where both legs stack. So the right leg will extend out and then the left leg can reach up. If you want to do a few little crunches this morning to kind of get warmed up for the hips, we're going to inhale here. Exhale, we're going to bend the left knee, bend the left elbow, touch. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, touch. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. You got this, 1 more. Beautiful. Extend and reach and hold. Kick that heel away. Reach those fingertips away. Bicep rolls in towards the ear. 1 more breath. And then go ahead and look down towards the floor. Go ahead and bring the left toes back down. Step the right foot back to meet. Find that downward dog. We're going to roll through a vinyasa. So wave the spine long, coming into your plank, bending the elbows. I'm going to lower my knees since it's still early. Elbows all the way down. Beautiful. Untuck the toes. Press the tops of the feet in. Pull the belly button up and in. And lift the chest and an inhale for a baby cobra. It's still early. Maybe your hands can float away. You got this. Good morning. And hands come back down. Tuck the toes under. Roll over hands and knees. Lift those hips up. Let's find that downward dog. So bend the knees. Lift the tailbone or the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Arms stretch nice and long. Can you feel the shoulder blades going down the back? The inner parts of the biceps spinning in towards you. And then straighten the legs. And let's lift high to the balls of our feet. Bend our knees a little bit. Left leg extends high. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and bend that knee. Stack those hips. Let's draw a circle. So we're going to bring that circle up, around, and down. And then we're going to bring it down, around, up. Stay stacked here for a moment. Square the hips, extend the leg out, knee to nose one time, curl it under, arch the back, maybe the heel comes towards the glutes. Inhale, extends it back up. Exhale, curls it in, knee comes down towards the mat, top of the foot on the mat. Swing that foot out a little bit like a little kickstand. Left hand stays underneath the shoulder, right foot spins, whole foot down, even the pinky toe side down. Maybe the right arm reaches all the way up. Find that nice lift here. Relax the shoulders. Beautiful. So from here, you can stay where you are, or maybe you want to shift forward a little bit if you need to bring your hand forward so the wrist doesn't find it's not compromised. And then lift that right leg. Find that nice, strong core. Pull that belly button up and in. If you'd like to do elbow to knee, we're going to take an inhale here. Exhale, bend the left right knee, right elbow, kiss. Inhale, reach and extend. Curl it into kiss. Inhale, reach. Exhale, kiss. 2 more. 1 more. And reach and extend and hold it. Kick that heel away. Reach those fingertips. 1 more breath. And bringing the hand down to the mat, toes down. Go ahead and press, step it all the way back to that downward dog. You can stay here. You can wave it forward, finding your plank, coming into your version of your chaturanga this morning, and lifting up to your version of cobra. You can stay for baby cobra. You can press in, elbows in, lifting for a little higher, and lowering down, tucking the toes under. Lift those hips up, downward dog. Walk it up here. Notice if it feels any different. Beautiful. So let's rise high to the ball of our feet. Let's bend our knees. We're going to pull the belly button up and in as we wave the spine long, so we find that nice long plank. Press those heels away. You can always bring the knees down. We're going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And knees down, elbows in, untap the toes. Beautiful. All right, we're going to come into Sphinx Pose. So bring your hands underneath the shoulders. Another easy way is to take your hands, bring them around to your biceps, and then spin the hands open. Press the palms down, forearms down, and you want to feel like you're pulling yourself forward. So you're trying to stretch the rib cage, the psoas, all of that. And you want to feel the tops of the feet press into the mat, so like the knees kind of lift up to engage everything there. Let's take a big breath here. And lift. Feel the arch, feel the stretch. You should be not pressing into the pubic bone so much, but you want to feel like the belly button is up and in, so you're lengthening the tailbone down towards your heels, but you're pressing more into your pubic bone area in the front of your hips. Now from here, lift the gaze a little bit so the chin is a little bit higher, and let's take our nose and keep it like we're drawing a line, and we're going to turn our neck. So we're turning our neck towards the right. Once we can't turn anymore, stop. Make sure there's no pain. And maybe turn your eyes, so the eyes look a little bit farther away. A little stretch in the eyeballs this morning. Keep breathing deeply into the belly. I know this is tough. Inhale. Exhale, eyes come back. Chin comes back. You can always take a little softness here if you need to. And then when you're ready, lift the gaze. Chin is parallel. And draw a line with the nose. Once you can't turn anymore, then draw a little line with the eyes. Maybe your eyes can see back towards your feet. Say good morning, feet. Relax it here. And turn the eyes back. And the chin back. And let the chin come down. Go ahead and all the way down. The forehead come down to the mat. Bring those hands beside you, tops of the palms. Shoulders release and just wag your tail, as they say. Wiggle out the hips. Big breath. Let's go ahead and bring those hands underneath the shoulders. And let's go ahead and tuck those toes under. You can come through plank if you'd like. And go ahead and press in, lift all the way up. And find your downward dog. 2 breaths. 1. Rise high to the ball of your feet. Bend your knees a little bit. Right leg extends up and steps it all the way through towards that right thumb. Go ahead and take that left foot, bump it up and out a little bit, spin that heel down. So root to rise, make sure that you have your footing first, grounding in. Rise all the way up, finding warrior 1. So with warrior 1, your hip points are going to be pointing towards the front of the mat. If that is hard, you don't have enough space, open up your feet. Hold the belly button up and in, and let's reach those arms nice and high. Plug those shoulders all the way back down. And let's find that right knee bending. Make sure you can see your big toe. Big toe good to go, okay? Relax the shoulders. Beautiful. So let's release the hands down towards the side and then spin the pinkies in and the thumbs out. So you're opening up the shoulders, okay? Open that up here. So now we're gonna draw a line up, reaching up, plugging the shoulder. So imagine you have a giant beach ball up here. You're holding onto this beach ball. So we're gonna inhale. We're gonna straighten that right leg, reach it up. As you exhale, bend the right knee, and then maybe bend the elbows, opening it up really wide, feeling those shoulder blades crawling down the back. Inhale, reach it up, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend the right knee, bend the elbows. One more, inhale, reach it up. Exhale. Now staying here with the right knee bent, interlace the fingers behind the back, opening up the shoulders. You got this, inhale. Exhale as you lean all the way forward. You can stop here, or you can let that right shoulder drop to the inside of the right knee. Just let the head hang, opening up the chest, feeling the quads. Keep pressing into both feet. One more breath. And then gently releasing the hands all the way down. Spin to the ball of the back foot. Press into the hands, take that right foot, step it back. The vinyasa here if you'd like. Roll it through. If you feel ready, you can keep the knees lifted, coming all the way down. Upward dog if you're ready. Downward. 2 breaths. One more. And rise high to the balls of the feet, bend the knees a little bit. The left leg rises and steps it all the way through towards that left thumb. Right foot steps up and out. Spin the heel down, toes are a little bit more forward, root to rise. Find the footing coming all the way up, warrior 1. And once again, bringing the hands down to the side, spin those palms, open a little bit. You're gonna draw a little line up with your thumbs. So we're gonna inhale, reach, extend those arms all the way up. You're gonna straighten that left leg. As you exhale, bend the left knee, open up those arms. Like a big wide cactus. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, open. One more. Keeping that bend in that left knee. Go ahead and interlace the fingers. If you remember which finger was on top, switch the clasps, because it always has our favorite one we usually use. So open up the shoulders away. You can stay here. You can lean it forward. Stop here. Feel the shaking. You can dump. Let it, the left shoulder dive down, inside the left knee, knuckles up towards the ceiling. Head is relaxed. Big breath. And letting the hands come down to the mat. Fingers spread wide, spin to the ball of the back foot, step it back. Vinyasa here if you'd like. You can always take a puppy dog, a child's pose, stay in downward dog. Lift the hips. 2 more breaths. One more. And rise high to the ball of your feet. Bend your knees, look forward. Walk or float your feet to the front of the mat. And take a nice forward fold. I like to take my hands and just hold on to my elbows. Press into my feet, bend my knees so that my belly can start on my thighs. So I'm nice and close. And then I can straighten the legs as I feel I have some space without overstretching. My neck is hanging heavy, so I'm decompressing my spine all the way through the glutes. And everything just acts like a little weight here. Maybe you sway side to side. Just letting everything kind of go. 2 more breaths. And then gently reaching the hands to the floor. Only if your knees can take this. Otherwise you can come all the way down. We're going to do just a little squat here. So I'm going to bring my feet together. I'm going to start to bend my knees, and I'm going to start to lift my heels and let my glutes come all the way down. If this doesn't work, you just stay where you need to. Bring blocks underneath your hands if you need to. So I'm going to lift my heels up so that my arches start to stretch. Maybe I come up and find a little balance here. So heels are lifted, glutes are down, and maybe I'm looking forward at a spot, a drishti spot, a spot in front of me that's not moving. I'm just taking time to give my feet a little love before we walk on them all day long. Give them a nice little stretch from wearing my flip-flops or without any shoes around the tile. Sometimes you don't realize how much your feet do get you around, and when they are sore or your arches start to hurt. So wobbling is good. 1 more breath. And bringing the hands down. If it works for you, just come on down to the floor. Let's go ahead and extend those legs nice and long. Shake them out. Maybe give a little pat. Say, good morning, legs. All right. So let's go ahead and bring the soles of our feet together. So open up the knees to a butterfly, or letting the soles of the feet touch each other. If you need to, you can always take a blanket underneath the sit bones to lift up a little bit higher. Or if this doesn't work for you, maybe you just take a nice forward fold with the legs straight. I'm going to start with my hands on the shins, right near my ankles. And I want to feel my spine tall. So I really want to feel the grounding of both sit bones. Shoulders relaxed on the back. You can inhale here, and then exhale, hinging forward, finding a stretch in the inner thighs. The gaze is going to be down towards the front of your mat or towards the floor. And you can hang out here if you want to give your feet a little massage. You can take your thumbs, bring them to the arches, and just give your feet a little massage. If you're not grossed out by it or they're not dirty, hopefully not dirty from the morning, just give your feet a little love. Get some blood circulating. Maybe find a little bit more space. Sometimes I like to wave my spine a little side to side. Instead of being so rigid, our bodies are meant to move. So sometimes when I move a little side to side, I find a little bit more space. And I open up the sides of my body, I open up the hips, and just find a little release here. 2 more breaths. One more. And then gently coming all the way back up. Bringing those knees together. And go ahead and carefully roll all the way back down. You can use this as a core exercise if you'd like. Or just come all the way down to your back. Once you're there, hug the knees in towards the chest. Curl in like a little ball. Rock side to side. Beautiful. Maybe you take both knees in towards the chest. Let the left hand come down to the mat and the right hand can help guide the knees over to the right for a little spinal twist. Just a little one here to kind of open up that lower back again. Hoping that this helps you get through the day a little easier. Maybe you slept a little funny. Sometimes it's nice just to kind of bring some movement. Knees back in towards the chest. And then right hand's down to the floor. Left hand helps to cross the knees over. And bringing the legs to the left. And then sometimes we sit a lot during the day, so getting some movement during the morning can help us throughout the day. Get some things moving from the night. Leave any kinks and tension. One more breath. And knees back in towards the chest. Rock side to side. And then I'm going to let you go ahead and take as long as you'd like in this, finding any little happy babies or anything else that you would like to add just to get moving. And I want to thank you so much for joining me and look forward to seeing you at the Wellness Center when the studio opens up again and everything's in the clear. Miss you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a beautiful morning.